we lose, teacher? Over 50? Over 50%? Okay, I'm 71. I'm not super strong. I don't do much weightlifting anymore. How many times after I looked at that right arm and I looked at it and basically the way I tell the elbow through my whistle, don't bend? And at that point, my shoulders had to hold it up, my arms had to stay. I didn't tell you that's what I was doing. And when I looked over at the other teachers, I said, over 50% and we already lost them. What did I mean by that? When I said that to them, what do you think I was referring to them? Well, not so much to do it right. It has web feet, wings, and quacks. What is it? If it has web feet, wings, and quacks, what is it probably? Probably a duck. You know what that means? Maybe you know what that means? You know what that means? You're smiling because you're looking at him. You know why I asked you that? Any of you know why I asked him that? Why? He was what? One of them. Because while I'm talking to him, he's doing this. I'll throw that out. Looked like you might have been chewing up. I don't know if it is, but I know if it has web feet, wings, and quacks, it's probably a duck. And so that's that's one that it was good for the kids to often, that's a foundative thing. Well, it looked like this. I don't know if it was. Hey, where were we on that? Oh, yeah. Did we lose over 50? Over 50% of you. One boy over here didn't make it 10 seconds. When we first started, he was doing this, and a couple people had to cough. I thought, okay, well, anyway, they dropped it. And then a few of you started doing this, and then by about 2 minutes, over 50% of you had dropped your arms because you had, well, why would you do it? Were you in super pain? Think about it. Were any of you doing this when you were in super pain? Because I don't, no pain, no gain. We don't believe that. If you got pain, you should stop, kids. Pain is there. So if 50% of you fifth graders that are 11 or 12 years old stopped and you weren't in pain, why the heck did you stop? You know where I'm going with this? TS kid, don't be a TS kid. That was one of the things I always thought, don't be a TS kid. TS kid, tired, stop. Tired, stop. You started getting a little uncomfortable, then you started getting tired. The muscle was sending a message to your brain and saying to your brain, hey, I'm getting tired. How long are we going to do this? And many of you, you're right. Just for a little bit, you rested. Now, it's because you got tired and stopped. It wasn't pain. How many of you kept going the whole time? For 4 or 5 minutes, you're standing there and you go, yeah, I never, even when you went out here, when you did this, Brain Gym, Lazy 8, cross lateral, Dennison, Gene Blades, stuff. Okay. What was I trying to do to those shoulders and the arm muscles? Was I trying to get them super stretched? We had medium motions. There was some flexibility and stretching. What was the main thing I was trying to do with those muscles? Okay, I was trying to build my muscles up. You're way ahead. But that's true. That's the end. What was I trying to do to those muscles long before I wanted to build them up? Work them out, which means I was trying to do what? Get them ready. Dress. Warm them up. Okay. What's the formula What's the simple formula for gaining muscle strength? What do human beings have to do to a muscle to gain muscle strength?
You gotta eat Cheerios.
What do you got to do?
You have to work it out
Every
every day until it's tired.
day? Now, what was the last word you threw in that answer? Last word. Till it gets tired. Okay. The key formula for gaining muscle strength. You must work a muscle until it gets tired. Once it gets tired, do you stop? That's where, at tired, you've got to keep going and working closer till it gets, what's the E word that a muscle? Exhausted. You've got to do that, and I don't know, is Scott's still around? How many times a week?
Stay safe.
Yeah, Scott, and there's another Scott. How many times a week you probably have to get that muscle work until it's exhausted while you're eating well and sleeping well? About how many times a week do you have to do that to expect the muscle to respond by getting stronger? Not staying the same, but getting stronger. About how many times a week? You have to do 3 or 4 times a week if you want it to get stronger. You've got to do things that make it first what? Tired. Tired goes to exhausted. You do that 3 or 4 times a week while you're eating good. How will the human body respond? It gets stronger. The brain knows that it's being used more and it asks the body to send more protein, more carbohydrate, more good stuff to that area you're working. It applies to old people. No, I resemble that statement. It applies to younger adults. It applies to kids. And it's almost unfair. It happens faster for you kids than it does for me. Got it. I almost have to do it twice as much to stay. And you get some kid and they start doing it 2 or 3 weeks ago. They're starting to get stronger. Work a muscle till it's tired. That's a key thing, that how to build muscle strength. The key to it is tired. What happens to the people as soon as they get tired, they always stop? What do you think? They don't get stronger. They're on a slow process and they're going to get more and more out of shape. And you kids are at a wonderful age. You're still growing. So you're going to get bigger. But if you still don't use it, you start to lose it. Work it till it's tired, do that. Okay, good enough. But that's a point. You want the kids to really understand that. Now what I would like you to do, these are going to be multiple directions, okay? How do you follow multiple directions? You know how you're supposed to follow them? Listen to all of them. Which is the most important? Let's say teacher gives you 5 directions. Which one's the most important? First one? Good answer. You know, heaven knows. But I do know this. You need to listen to each one of them and treat them all. When you get done, the teacher says, go. I tell kids, just spray paint them on the inside walls of your brain and go back and read them. Every now and then the kid will go, what if I go back and read it and the paint ran and it's not there? I missed direction number 4. I'm going to ask this young lady right here, what do you think you should do if somebody gets you multiple directions? When you get done, you don't have direction 4, you don't quite know. What do you think you should do? There we go. Now, you just ask somebody else. How many of you are willing to help somebody if they need it?